There is something in Genesis 39 that I don't think we should miss. In verses 2 and 3, we read that the Lord was with Joseph, and when his master realized this, he also saw that everything that the Lord made everything that Joseph touched successful. It says later on in the chapter that Yahweh remained with Joseph, extending kindness and blessings on the Egyptian household and making everything that he did prosper. The same Joseph whose life was filled with betrayal and desperate circumstances was never out of the reach of God's supernatural favor. 1, his brothers plotted his death. 2, when the schemes of man made Joseph a slave, God gave him favor in a foreign land. 3, he was falsely accused and thrown in jail, but God put purpose in his prison time. 4, when there was no way for Joseph to be set free, tell your neighbor, God can bless you in the middle of a mess. God used the struggles of Joseph's life to tell the story about his glory. Watch this. The only way to get juice from an orange is you must squeeze it. The only way to get oil from an olive, you've got to squeeze it. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me in here tonight. The only way to get toothpaste out of the tube, you must squeeze it. Well, in order for God to get the glory out of your life, God's gonna have to put the squeeze on you. But I'm so glad that Paul said that this slight affliction, it's not worthy to be compared. Hello, somebody. It's not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in you. Tell your neighbor there's some glory coming your way. If they ain't feeling you, look at the other neighbor and say, you're on schedule for some glory. Somebody clap your hands and come alive in this place. The reality of God's favor is that God will use every lie. He will use every fear. Every time they overlooked you, every rejection, God will turn it into an opportunity for his glory. And when God gives you the victory, can nobody take the credit? Look at Joseph in Potiphar's house. He's young, he's good looking, he's fit. And Miss Potiphar is feeling Joseph real bad. Every day, while others were working in the house, she would run down the young brother. But Joseph resisted and kept it moving. Listen, he knew that God had prospered Potiphar's house because of the faith and the favor that was on his life. But listen, the devil isn't satisfied until he kills your credibility. He's not satisfied until he destroys your destiny. He's threatened by your potential. He knows when God's hand is on your life. He knows that God has made a deposit in you. He knows that he can't take away what God has given you. But if he can destroy you before you discover your strength, then he knows that he has won. Listen, he's not intimidated by who you think you are, but he's intimidated by your potential. And that's why you've got to keep your mind right. Isaiah 26 verse 3 says, I will keep you in perfect peace. Y'all not gonna talk to me in here today. If you keep your mind stayed on me, the real battlefield is your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.